June 2022, deep in a Sumatran rainforest, scientists witnessed something that had never been recorded in scientific history. A wild orangutan with a serious wound on his face walked to a specific plant. He chewed the leaves, and then deliberately, methodically, he applied the juice directly to his injury. This isn't folklore. This is verified research. And it changes everything we thought we knew about the origins of medicine. Scientists have known for years that animals self-medicate in simple ways. Chimpanzees swallow rough leaves to expel parasites. Dogs eat grass when their stomachs are upset. But actively treating an external wound with a plant that has known medicinal properties that had never been documented in any wild animal until a 32-year-old orangutan named Rakus showed us what's possible. This is the full breakdown of the official research. Here's the official publication from Scientific Reports, part of the Nature portfolio. Lead researcher, Dr. Isabel Lomer, from the Max Planck Institute, documented every detail. Quote, "This is the first observation of a wild animal actually treating his wound precisely with a medical plant. 21 years of observation, 28,000 hours of research, and this was the first time they'd ever seen it." The Swak Baliming research site in Indonesia is home to approximately 150 critically endangered Sumatran orangutans. It's one of the most studied populations on Earth. On June 22, 2022, researchers noticed something wrong with Rakus. He had a fresh wound on his right cheek, significant injury, likely from a fight with another male. What happened over the next 3 days would make scientific history. Rakus is what scientists call a flanged male, meaning he's fully mature with the distinctive cheek pads that signal dominance. He weighs around 200 pounds and spends 98% of his life in the trees. When males like Rakus fight for territory, injuries happen. But what Rakus did next was unprecedented. He didn't just wait for his wound to heal. He took action. 3 days after the injury, Rakus approached a specific vina liana called Akar Kuning, scientific name Fibraurea tinctoria. Here's what makes this remarkable. Orangutans at this site rarely eat this plant. In 390,000 feeding observations, they consumed it only 0.3% of the time. Rakus wasn't eating randomly. He was selecting medicine. Scientific American's coverage details exactly what researchers witnessed. Waitrong's study. Let me get the correct quote. Rakus spent 13 minutes eating the plant. Then he chewed the leaves without swallowing and spent 7 minutes applying the juice directly to his facial wound. When flies started landing on the injury, he covered it completely with leaf material, a natural bandage. Now let's talk about the plant itself. Akar Kuning has been used in traditional medicine across Southeast Asia for centuries. Local people use it to treat diabetes, dysentery, malaria, and wounds. The researchers analyzed its chemical compounds. What they found explains everything. The plant contains fernoderpenoids and protoberberin alkaloids compounds with proven antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, and antioxidant properties. Within 5 days, Rakus's wound had closed. No infection developed. By late August, just 2 months later, only a faint scar remained. The treatment worked. But here's what kept scientists awake at night. Was this deliberate? Was Rakus actually thinking about medicine? Or was this just a lucky accident? The evidence points to intention. Dr. Laumer explained why this appears intentional. Quote, "The behavior of Rakus appeared to be intentional as he selectively treated his facial wound and, no other body parts with the plant juice. The behavior was repeated several times, not only with the plant juice, but also later with more solid plant material until the wound was fully covered. The entire process took a considerable amount of time. This wasn't random, this was methodical. The next day, Rakus returned to the same plant. He ate more leaves. He wasn't done healing himself, and after his treatment, he rested more than usual. Why does that matter? Because sleep promotes wound healing, growth hormone release, protein synthesis, cell divisional increase during rest. Rakus wasn't just treating his wound, he was managing his recovery. Here's NPR's coverage of the discovery. The big question: where did Rakus learn this? He wasn't born in this forest. Male orangutans disperse from their birthplace after puberty. Dr. Caroline Shupley, senior author of the study, suggests two possibilities. 1. Rakus discovered it accidentally, felt immediate pain relief, and repeated the behavior. 2. He learned it from other orangutans before arriving at SWAC. Either way, this knowledge exists in orangutan populations. This discovery has profound implications. Humans and orangutans share a common ancestor that lived approximately 14 million years ago. If both species independently developed the ability to treat wounds with medicinal plants, one possibility emerges: this behavior may be ancient. Quote from the study: medical wound treatment may have arisen in a common ancestor shared by humans and orangutans. We didn't invent medicine. We may have inherited it. Today, Rakus is thriving. Dr. Laumer confirmed to NPR he is now one of the dominant males in the research area. The wound that could have become infected, that could have ended his climb to dominance, it healed. Because a wild animal living in a rainforest knew which plant would help. 14,600 Sumatran orangutans remain on Earth. They're critically endangered, and they're still teaching us things we never knew about ourselves. An orangutan treating his own wounds with medicinal plants. 21 years of research to witness it once. This is why we document. This is why we protect these forests. And this is just the beginning. Next time, we investigate another breakthrough. Scientists just discovered that monkeys call each other by name, making them only the 4th species on Earth with this ability. Subscribe to see that verified evidence when it drops.